Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guile here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. Lock up your daughters, bring in the cat. And if you drop the soap in the shower today, I'd leave it where it is, because it's Average Joe's Day today here at Guilecast. That's right, those masters of mediocrity return once again to show us how they do things downtown. And the best news is there's no news, so we can go straight to the action, which is going to be a custom 4v4 on diversity. Not adaptive diversity, diversity itself. So this is the map as it was originally intended by the authors. Exciting stuff. I'm ready. You guys are ready, and the players are sure as hell ready. So let's go on over to the game zone and see how we're going to get on. Ching, ka-ching. No complications here. We'll call this Team 1 over here on the left, this Team 2 over here on the right. Going first for Team 1 right down here at the beach, because why not? It's RLO, or Rlo. I'll call him RLO because that just doesn't roll off the tongue otherwise. It's Halliburton Orange for him. He's going Aeon, opening first land. Team member number 2 up to his northwest. It's Nogthar. There he is. Going Seraphim in Elephantine Grey, choosing first land. Above him, right at the edge of the map in baby blue, it's a Foxtrot 1. There he is. For some reason not getting any sounds, but won't hold that against him. Also going Seraphim and also opening first land. Oh, it feels like it finally woke up. Look at that. Let's also get the mini-map on right before we start this. Otherwise, we might miss some action elsewhere as things kick off. And last but not least, up here at the top, sporting this season's very fashionable, fabulous, vivacious violet and not so fashionable, dirty siren hookers. I don't know where that came from. There he is. Anyway, it's Teacup 969, opening first land and second land to boot. There we have it. So that's Team 2. We've got 2 Seraphim and Aeon there and a Cybran. Checking out Team 2. Did I say Team 2 already? Team 1 that was. This is Team 2. We've got, I don't even know how to say that. Is it Des? We'll call him Des. Des, I think. Yeah, he's going UEF in Pontiff White on that beach, opening first land. To his southeast now. Next up in Mellow Yellow, it's Aurelio. It's not Aurelio. There's no second eye, Guile. It's Aurelio. There we go. Aurelio. Something like that. Another UEF nonetheless, and he's opening first land. Team member number 3 for Team 2, now leaving his base. Another UEF. I'm sensing a theme here. It's Snowfire in Ferrari Red. He's gone first land. And last but not least, down here at the bottom, breaking with tradition and going Aeon, it's Wednesday, my dudes. And he is going baby pink, and he's opening first land. Not sure if that's a boy or a girl. The girl denotes, generally, pink as a female colour, doesn't it? And Wednesday, I guess there was a female Wednesday in the Addams family. I'm thinking the right thing, Eric. That's not the Munsters. Yeah. But anyway, who knows? Chances are it's probably a guy. So we'll carry on with the he, him pronouns because, well, it's 2022. If you can't assume someone's gender, what can you do? So what are we looking at there for Team 2? We've got 2 Seraphims, a Cybran, and an Aeon there for Team 2. 95% game quality. Interesting because, I mean, it's pretty close. It's 805 versus 764 on the team averages. But I don't know. I'm wondering if they've adjusted this recently because the game balances seem to be an awful lot higher. This is probably a team auto match 4v4 maybe as well. Hazarding a guess. Haven't got an exact read on that, but that's probably the situation. Oh dear. And look what we've got from Foxtrot. He's running. Is he running it everywhere? Yes, he is. He's running a mod that names all of his units, which I'm sure is hilarious to him, but not fantastic from a casting perspective. Something going off down here. Looks like there's some grey leakage. We've got a few Thams rolling in there from Team 1, Nogthar and RLO, in fact, crossing the threshold, the divide down at the bottom of the screen and putting a little bit of early pressure on Wednesday. One mech's in a little bit of a pickle, 264 hit points left there, but I think he's probably tidied up the mess. We have one scout over here, but it's probably popping out a whopping 2 DPS, which isn't something to really write home about. Probably tidy that up before too long as well. Gun upgrade on the way for Aurelio. Meanwhile, Aurelio, he's going for the damage and range. The Zepham, classic UEF gun upgrade there. 20% done so far. Large numbers of T1 land factories queued up, meanwhile, to his north from Des. Going to go mass T1 spam, try and funnel it in along the beach. And we're getting more forward movement from the ACUs on Team 2. Wednesday and Snowfire slowly moving westwards. RLO also moving up towards the midpoint from his comm, but stopping to get a gun upgrade on that Aeon Commander. Going for speed first of all. Wonder if that'll be the first of two. If we'll see double sniper comm emerging from him. Lots of... Oh, and RLL cancels that upgrade, in fact. Doesn't like the look of that. And that was going for a little while there, so that's some wasted resources. Wondering what prompted that. Was it the forward motion from Snowfire and Wednesday's comm to the north? Perhaps he felt like he didn't have time to complete that upgrade and so needed to pull it back to try and stifle an impending attack. Nogthar's certainly concerned about it. He's bringing his comm forward as his hydrocarbon takes a little bit of damage from a couple of strikers that turn up from Snowfire. Those strikers and that archer will drop back just as the ACUs begin to push forwards. RLO engaging from the south, has a T1 point defense as well to back him up. Wednesday advances initially but takes a little bit of fire from that point defense and then begins to withdraw slightly. Doesn't want to engage on the doorstep there in front of all of that turret fire, that's for certain. Gun upgrade for Dez, 57% done there. Aurelo's already got the Zeph amp on board, his UEF commander. Teacup now thinking about leaving his base by the looks of things. Slowly moving away. Wednesday, my dude, dropping into the yellow there. 8,200 hit points. Very briefly at that 75% threshold. RLO and Nogthar slowly making ground here. We've got an engineer for Snowfire just a little bit further back, trying to get a plasma cannon up and running. Radar system going online as well for Wednesday. Wouldn't be a bad idea if Wednesday could shuffle some of his engineers to assist with the building of that plasma cannon, as RLO is almost certainly in range now, I think. Wednesday down to about 5,900 hit points. RLO on 7,800, but that point defense very nearly complete now. RLO looking like he might have spotted it. He's giving it quite a wide berth. Certainly steps out of range with that commander for a moment. Once it completes, it opens up on the Auroras. It's going to pop a few of those before RLO repositions. What's going on at the top of the screen? Aurelo on about 5,900 hit points, exchanging some fire between himself and Teacup. Teacup now getting into it with Dez, who's also got the Zeph amp on board, so that's an upgraded UEF commander versus an unupgraded Cybran commander. That's definitely an imbalanced matchup. There is a point defense back here, which Teacup is retreating towards. He's also got a couple of Medusas in play. Dez recognizes the threat and backs up. Doesn't want to overplay his hand. Fair enough. Sensible decision. I respect it. Gun upgrade 47% done for Nogthar. And Tech 2 upgrade on the way for Snowfire. Just started. 5%. And climbing. Large T1 spam battle right in the center. Apologies if you can hear my dog in the background there. Making some super noodles for lunch. Got distracted by a fly. Ended up burning the noodles to the bottom of the pan. It would be amusing if it's not the first time he'd done it. Teacup on about 5,100 hit points. Says enough's enough from this harass and moves in to lay some smackdown on Dez. And then it all gets just a little bit quieter. 9 minutes gone. Let's assess where we are from an economic perspective. Team 2 Well, comfortably ahead by 8k or so in total mass accrued. So definite advantage on this side of things. Nogthar with that gun upgrade on the Seraphim Commander, advancing forward briefly. Just taking the opportunity to pick off a couple of units and maybe take out a point defense or two. Snowfire tries to persuade him to desist. But that's going to get a lot of tanks killed. Nogthar could do with some micro though, certainly to evade some of the inbound Lobo fire. But what's going on up here? Looks like it's all kicking off. Foxtrot and Dez and Aurelio getting into it. Dez gets a cheeky rank in veterancy. Still looking a little bit peaky though compared to Foxtrot. Foxtrot on about 8,400, Dez on 6,400, Aurelio on 8,000. Lots of spam in the area as well. Teacup joins the battle from the west. He's on about 5,600 HP, but Foxtrot getting absolutely primaried. Boom! Gets royally trolleyed and taken out of the game at 10 minutes and 22 seconds. Just locked up there. Guess his attention was elsewhere. Missed opportunity perhaps to back out, but anyway, the detonation of the comm there takes with it almost all of the spam in the surrounding area. So we check out what's going down in the south instead, as Team 1 try to take stock of being a man down. Nogthar continuing to play aggressive. Needs to be careful though, absorbing fire from some Tech 2 point defense back here from Snowfire. Nogthar on about 7,500 HP. We've got some wall sections going off up here. Moment to mention as well, the ponds up at the top of the bottom of the screen. Nothing in the bottom, but we do have one naval yard operational for TCOP, who has parked one submarine over here, anticipating the construction of some hostile naval yards soon to be underway. And he's called that right as engineers from Dez move in to start work on those. Be interesting to see if he's placed that sub forward enough to spot the construction of the first naval yard as it goes down. Gun upgrade on the way for RLO. This is about his second or third attempt to get an upgrade on that commander. Previous ones have been cancelled, as we saw out on the beach at the beginning of the game. I don't think there's any reason to suspect this one won't come to fruition. 40% done already and no immediate threats in the vicinity. Nogthar back in the green, regen doing its thing on that Seraphim commander, who's handling air in this game. So Team 2, Dez and Aurelio both pumping out some interceptors. Dez with a much larger commitment. For Team 1, we've got a couple right over here in the far west from Nogthar. Nogthar, who has inherited all of Foxtrot's stuff over here. So somewhere a poor ferry has had to succumb to terminal halitosis. Always a bad way to go. Those full share conditions, tough on the ferries. And now we're seeing a little bit of necessarily point defense creep. We've got a few of them over here, but certainly base creep, as Snowfire looks to utilize that T2 engineering suite more. Moves forward with some tactical missile defense, and now we're getting the inching forward of the point defense. A new triad up on the beach there. Not currently in range of any threats, but every yard he grabs will put Team 2 under pressure, or just a little bit more. Team 1, excuse me. Getting my teams confused today. Nano repair upgrade for Dez. 58% done there. And look at the difference now between Team 1 and Team 2, economically speaking. There's over 21k gap between the two teams. Team 2 well in the lead, economically speaking. And Dez is going to be a dangerous looking commander once he completes this nano repair. He's already got the gun upgrade, as we've said. Some T2 units now entering service for T-Cop. A couple of Rhinos and a Viper up front. Nogthar has pulled his commander away from the front line down here and redirected it further north against the threat of Dez. Might make life a little difficult for RLO down in the south. He's now going to be going 2v1 versus Wednesday and Snowfire, who already look like they're surging forward slowly with a... Well, surging probably not the right word then, but pushing forward slowly with a point defense creep. But Dez could be the first member out from Team 2. He has got that nano repair upgrade though, and the number of hostile spam units from Team 1 from T-Cop just fall off a cliff, and suddenly the pressure's gone from him. He turns his attention to Aurelo, who is well and truly mobbed right now from Nogthar, who's also pushing up personally with that upgraded commander. Aurelo on 6,000 hit points, but those hit points are shedding fast as all of the spam primaries that commander, and down he goes at 15 minutes and 25 seconds. Nogthar managing to level the match. Very happy about that. And then getting into it straight away with Dez. It's 34 hit points a second regen on that Seraphim commander versus 68, but he's got so few, such a smaller quantity of HP on that comm to start with right now. It looks like Dez might be going out as well. Oh, bosh! Thought for a moment he was going to get away there, but Nogthar was having none of it. That's a twofer. So far, Nogthar in the running for MVP. Wonderful job redirecting that spam, catching Aurelo, and then snagging Dez as well, despite that nano repair upgrade. Didn't have enough time to repair up though. Was already badly damaged from earlier encounters. Very, very nicely played indeed. And it's Wednesday who has benefited from the demise of both of the players up here. He's now in control of 3 bases. Snowfire asking for control of Aurelo's old base, the mid base over here. Don't think that's too unreasonable. And he just gives them all of it. Says, no, you deal with it. Either on purpose or by mistake. The only 2 options there. It's an average Joe's. I'll leave you to decide which one's most likely. Both these players 500 or between 500 and 600 rated. So no great advantage either way. Would probably be best to split these bases. Split control. But look at this. This is really bad for Team 2, who were in such a strong position. And still, if you look at the economics of it and what they've harvested over time, but having trouble with a leaky front line at the moment. Got a few Rhinos in the main base up here. What was the main base of Dez finally dealt with and cleaned up, and the little attack from Nogthar seems to have been repelled. Nano repair upgrade on the way now for Nogthar, looking to beef up his comm yet again. So it's now a 3 versus 2. Let's take a look at generated eco. Team 2 still... No, excuse me, they are not still. They are now behind. Just a matter of a couple of mass here or there per tick. Not a big deal, but it will be important for Team 1 as the game progresses to have now leveled that. No longer be giving up any ground on the eco side of things. Wednesday completes a shield upgrade on his commander. He's already got double gun, and now he has a shield. That's a dirty-looking Aeon commander right there. Attack missiles. Attack missiles or cruise missiles? No, looks like it was probably a attack missile launcher of some description down here. It was flying too high to have come from a mobile missile launcher, that's for certain. Not sure exactly where the silo was. And RLO control K'ing some redundant factories down there to hoover up for mass. Nogthar now on the defensive, trying to hold the line up here at the foot of Teakop's base. Teakop routed to the spot on an upgrade, working on some Tech 2. Would have loved to have had that operational a little bit earlier. Could have thrown down some defenses up here. Right now, Snowfire encroaching on his territory, but with most of the upfront T2 units destroyed. We have one or two left in here, a few more trickling in from further back, but most of this is Tech 1. There is a Cerberus turret on the beach, so he does have access to T2 tech. And the naval yard, which was actually the first naval yard thrown down on this map from Teakop, that's actually been taken out by some subs from the base, which was finished off. We never mentioned it. We have hovered over here a number of times, but never got a chance to speak about it. One submarine from Teakop wasn't able to deny construction of naval yards up here. I guess he was focused elsewhere. Perhaps didn't move the sub far enough forward, and as a result got himself outplayed on that little naval game. I mean, it's not huge. You could get some cruisers in here which could reach in and cause some problems for your main base. Certainly deny these mexes on the beach. But look at this. Large redirect from Snowfire, who had all of his units right up here, but is now looking for an alternative entry point into Team 1's territory further south. Has selected this little pass, this mid-plateau here. Mid-tier, but is funneling past a large contingent of units from RLO and Nogthar. Many of which down here are Tech 2 Ilshivas. Should just get those on the move and get them into that pile of T1 spam. We'll carve them some UEF steaks for sure. Interceptors flying overhead, getting absolutely eviscerated by flak. Large numbers of subs still being produced. Definitely we should change that up to some T2, and indeed they have got a naval yard under construction towards, or under an upgrade towards Tech 2. RLO with his double gun comm in the south, trying to hold back Wednesday's units. Spam. Lots of T2 equipped with some shielding of their own. Large numbers of Vipers, or not Vipers, sorry, their Seraphim counterpart, which I'm not going to try and pronounce. Mobile missile launchers nonetheless getting caught by this horde of units. Still taking a long time to go down. That illustrates just how weak the DPS is on the Blazes, despite the fact they're T2 units. An intentional balancing action meant to offset their amphibious capabilities. Janus buzzing overhead from Snowfire. Some lovely toing and froing in this game between these two teams. Wednesday and Snowfire doing sterling work, being a man down and still managing to be aggressive. And here comes Nogthar once again with a horde of Zui spam and Ilshivas, sending the Zuis in first of all to absorb the damage. Blaze is no match for the Ilshivas, but nonetheless he's not gonna overextend. Well aware of the large quantity of point defense in this little beach section over here, and now we're starting to see some T3 units emerge as well from Wednesday. We're going to have some Harbinger action in the south. We have Tech 2 Navy, but currently nothing being produced. Unfortunately, not a Cybran factory. That's where it would really come into its own. It would mean, of course, that you could deploy governors for better long range with a wonderful missile reach in over here, but those dreaded destroyers could go a walkies and cause all sorts of problems, but alas, not to be. Monkey Lord underway, 4,000 hit points complete so far. Any experimentals under construction from Team 2 meanwhile? If there are, they are very well concealed. Can't currently see any. I apologize for the excessive camera movement, incidentally, guys. Sometimes can be a little bit nauseating for those of you with sensitive eyes like myself. Something I suffer very badly with. If you wonder why I don't play the game more myself, I've always used the excuse of time constraints, which is partly to blame, but it is also just the fact that most of these sorts of games are pretty much borderline unplayable for me now, just because of my eye problems. Alas, such as it is, but I get my jams, my excitement from the casting, watching the pros and the joes go at it. Interesting dynamic building here. We've got some siege tanks as well from Nogthar over here in the south. Nogthar now fully repped up on that comm with his 94 hit point a second regen. Snowfire keeping away from the commander, possibly finding a way in to this western base over here, formerly of Foxtrots. Teacup recognizes the threat and moves to intercept, but has he got enough units to curtail this pressure? I'm not sure he has. Fortunately, though, RLOs showed up with a bunch of Harbingers and the commander with that double gun upgrade, and he's just going to start chopping these tanks and assault bots down to size. That base well and truly saved. Mostly just land factories pumping out low order spam. There's no real sensitive structures in there, no PGens. This is the real defensive point over here. So wisely maneuvered from Nogthar. Bottleneck this section here, prevent any leakage in there, funnel them up to the more disposable installation, and allow Snowfire to deplete his own forces, trying to inflict some damage there. Now we do have some T2 vessels out finally from Snowfire, a couple of cruisers. Going to start work on this little battery of T1 point defense on the beach. Well, one is actually, the other one's going further in towards the main base. Takes down a radar right on the cliff edge there. But that Monkey Lord very nearly complete. 41,000 hit points of 45,000. Harbingers from Wednesday hugging the shoreline. Looking quite dangerous here. Maybe not. We do have Harbingers with extra shielding coming in over here from RLO. The Monkey Lord is completed. Now where is he going to send it? Ooh, check it out. We do have another experimental under construction. It's a GC. They didn't always stand like that when they were being built. Is that a new thing? Is that something that FAF have added? The Tim Tebow pose from when he used to score touchdowns. That's one for the 5 NFL fans out there amongst my subscriber base. I know real sports isn't your thing. I like a bit of American football, I must confess. Nogthar holding the line against Snowfire, who's trickling in a couple of units around here. They're not going to get very far, passing by RLO's commander, and all of this low order spam is not going to breach through those Othams. And now that they've got a Monkey Lord, this could be the moment where Team 1 properly goes on the attack. How long till that GC is completed? It's at 60,000 HP. 2/3 of the way there, more or less. And there we have it. And if you're paying attention, Snowfire, now is the time to run away, surely. That spam is well and truly outmatched. I think Wednesday might have recognized the threat, or I thought he had. He looked like he was on the move. Got under shield coverage, but is content to stand there. It wouldn't take that long for that Monkey Lord to make a beeline straight for that commander. See if we can discern. He's busy pirouetting over here at the front line, making sure he secures Teacop's main base, who is now starting to leak a few cruise missiles into the main base. Zappa's not keeping up with the inbound missile spam. Oh, he's going to lose a T2 reactor there. And that will hurt production of the next Monkey Lord, which he's just started. Back to the first Monkey Lord, though. That's slowly progressing forwards. Wednesday seems to have recognized the threat, has moved on. His little forward position he had there has been demolished. Nogthar standing there in its place with his commander. Snowfire still funneling all of the low order magnitude spam he can get his hands on into the middle. That Monkey Lord still on about 42,000 hit points. Got immense quantities of shielding from RLO. You can see it broadly covers it. It's not so tall it pokes out the top, so it's got really solid protection here. This is looking really bad if you're rooting for Team 2. Nogthar with a lot of Othams lying in wait. Team 2 urgently need that Colossus. It's very nearly complete. 94,000 hit points. Wednesday letting his teammate know he's about to finish the Colossus. Not before time. I'm sure Snowfire's thinking could really do with it. Needs to get that Monkey Lord out of commission. Even with all this shielding, a GC would win against that Monkey Lord and still have enough HP left, I think, to go on a rampage, assuming a second Monkey Lord isn't completed over here anytime soon. Probably not going to be anytime soon. Teacop losing his second reactor is still drawing enough power from his T1 P-Gens to stay afloat. He's not currently leeching off his teammates, but he's only a net positive by about 161. And he's probably having to control the amount of engineers he's got currently working on that second Monkey Lord. First Monkey Lord, though, just tearing things up, has made it into range of a little triad battery up here. 4 units of Tech 2 point defense laying some fire down on it, but it's hardly moved the dial on its hit points, and it's gonna make entrance any moment now into this top base for Team 2. Wednesday moving out with his commander in tandem with that Colossus. What's going to be his first target of the day, I wonder? And that top base absolutely ruined, not just by the Monkey Lord, but those Othams we saw earlier from Nogthar joining the party. There is still that section of base up there on the sand dunes. Now is not the time to be timid with your Colossus, my friend. You have an advantage in the south. Send it in. Start looking for commanders. Start tearing up bases. Or try and take it in to finish off this Monkey Lord. Do one of something. One of those two. Immediately. How is Teacup faring now? Well, he's having to be very, very careful with his power regulation. This could be ratter times for RLO. He's got Wednesday's Harbingers advancing on his main base. Nogthar over here, though, with his comm looking to cover as he drifts south. But he's got to worry about Wednesday up here with that Colossus. But I'm not happy about the pace at which Wednesday is moving forward with that Colossus. Meanwhile, the Monkey Lord's still roaming unchecked through the backfield of Team 2's bases, killing everything in its wake. Well, not in its wake. Whatever the opposite of wake is. In its field of view, I guess. That's why you're all here. My mastery of the English language. Let's face it. Ouch. Gunships tasked with taking some HP off the Colossus. But it's still got another 89,000 left. He needs to take down that HQ before too many of these gunships get spit out. Oh, Wednesday, though, you need to be careful. You might have personal shield, but he's found a better opportunity. That's the problem with advancing with just a Colossus in your comm and no mobile flak to cover you. Wednesday now making a play for the water, but needs to really, really step it up. Oh, he's made a horrible error. His shield's about to collapse, and the 15,000 hit points underneath won't last nearly as long. You can see it plummeting much, much faster. He's still got a little way to go before he can get to the water, and if I'm honest, I'm not certain he's going to make it. Down to 50% health. It seems to be falling even faster still. One or two extra gunships must have joined, and he's not going to make it. Boom! And Snowfire finds himself all by his lonesome. He'll take solace from the fact that that GC has completely wrecked the main base there of Nogthar. But he's lost his own base. At the same time, it's been a tale of two experimentals. And it's going to come down to who can cause the most damage. There's an advantage here for Team 1, potentially, as we see RLO lifting his commander right up to the top of the screen, as far away from the Colossus as he can. The Colossus does not have torpedoes. It cannot target things deep underwater. So if it's down between the Monkey Lord and the Colossus, of course the flip side of that is, in a fight, a Colossus is going to trash the Monkey Lord. That's if that fight ever materializes. At no point have these two experimentals looked like they were going to be positioned anywhere near each other. Lots of T1 spam chasing this Colossus as Team 1 tries to do anything they can to knock hit points off it. Now, where are we in terms of ACU location? Because it's getting a little complicated. Nogthar down here in the south. Snowfire from Team 2 down here in the south as well, and currently working on a naval factory. RLO is repositioned to the top north of Teacup, who's still in his base, who's working on that second Monkey Lord, which is still only about 60% done. And he can't go any faster because of his power issues. And he's locked pretty hard on mass as well. There'll be no extra power that'll be able to leech off his teammates as their bases lie in ruins. Both of the other power producers' bases have gone. Nogthar's in ruins. RLO's literally just got his commander left. And that Monkey Lord will not complete. Where is he going with his commander? Teacup moving further north to join RLO right at the top of the screen. Where is the Monkey Lord going? The Monkey Lord's had control turned over to Nogthar. Interesting. And it looks like it's moving up to engage what's left of the base assets at the top of the screen for Snowfire. Snowfire does have a few mass options up here. It looks like he's pretty low on power. He is absolutely power locked. Minus 366 net current reading. That Colossus at 4 stars. One more rank of veterancy to be attained, which is going to tick over any minute and give him his final chunk of hit points back. There is the wreck from the old Monkey Lord. RLO wasting no time, taking the opportunity to relocate his commander. I'm wondering if he's going to transfer control of that Seraphim transport over to Teacup. See if he can evac that commander as well, because he's getting cornered by the looks of things. Snowfire seems to know exactly where that commander is and is heading straight to the top left corner of the screen, trying to track it down. RLO safely on the ground, well away from danger. And that transport heading back up towards the top left-hand corner. No, he doesn't. So a little mistake there, possibly. If he could chase down that Monkey Lord, if he could pin it in the water, this could be interesting. Those submarines are not going to be able to take down that Monkey Lord. Tech 1 just not up to it. Torpedoes on the Monkey Lord too strong. He's not even going to waste time trying to finish them all off. He's just going to come out onto the ground. Or maybe he is. Looked like he was attempting to ground fire there, but thought better of it. There goes Teacup. Got that transport at a dodge. Moving now to the bottom left of the screen, where Snowfire is located, actually a long way from the rest of any of his other assets. He's got his naval factory, which he's gone straight to T2, which is pretty interesting. He's currently working on a destroyer by the looks of things, if I've got that icon correct. But look at this. Got a few Harbingers. They're low on power, so all of their shields inoperable for the time being. What has Nogthar got to defend with? He's got 2 loyalists, essentially, and everything else is redundant technology. Could spare a couple of those Harbingers once those loyalists are down and just finish off that whole base section. We've also got Janus on the field, the only air unit other than these interceptors and that one transport that we've seen buzzing around, which is now up in the top left once again. Snowfire making a real play for this game here. Wednesday telling him how well he's doing. He agrees. Snowfire with some flak covering his comm. Now working on a torpedo launcher as RLO and Teacup both move to join him in the same patch of water. Teacup going after a burst master, trying to persuade Snowfire to stay away with those Janus. To be honest, those interceptors could finish off those Janus, no problems. Although there are 3 of them now. Is he going to be able to finish that torpedo launcher? It's going very slowly. Is RLO reclaiming anything? It's just currently sat right underneath that naval yard. And the Burstmaster does not complete. Teacup not going to get any coverage there. Now is the time perhaps maybe to try and spit out a couple of torpedo bombers. You've still got your T2 air factory back here. Where is the GC? The GC moving towards these 2 commanders at the bottom of the screen. Where is the Monkey Lord? The Monkey Lord right up at the top of the screen and heading south. RLO has managed to set up a new little base right in the top corner. Is that torpedo launcher being reclaimed? I don't think it is. I'm not sure why not. Wouldn't you want to make life just as difficult as possible? You've got 2 commanders down here. Progress would be slow, but worth doing. Snowfire, why aren't you bringing your GC down here to cover? Where are you going with that? That's a long old hike back up to the top left-hand corner. He has spotted RLO's base with a couple of Janus. What an ending this is. Don't often get this kind of ending in a pros game. You have to look for Joe content to see this kind of stuff. I hear a lot of people talking smack about Joe games. Well, they are here to stay as far as I'm concerned. Show your appreciation down in the comments section, guys, and like the video while you're down there. If you're a fan of the Joe franchise. T2 Air HQ getting napalmed to oblivion. No aircraft going to be coming out of there. He must have used those interceptors at some point. They've been shot down. We weren't able to keep track of it, unfortunately. Too much going on. And it's just a game of cat and mouse now. These 2 experimentals very, very close. And in fact, Nogthar probably wants to get that Monkey Lord underwater and away from the GC, as he's getting laser-faced right now. Has already lost about 1/5 of his hit points. Down into the yellow now, below 75%. And immediately he heads for the water. Sensible decision. RLO taking some fire from that torpedo launcher that Snowfire completed. Snowfire evacing. RLO in trouble, but the Monkey Lord can chase down this comm. Snowfire, this is, I don't know why he's doing this. He would have held up well, I think, to that torpedo fire. There goes RLO. Snowfire on the run with his commander. Attack pings going down. But the Monkey Lord is chasing him, and he's gonna snag him. The Colossus cannot catch up. Answers in the comment section if you know offhand which is faster, if there is a difference in speed. It looks like the Monkey Lord might be quicker. It makes sense. It's a less bulky unit. Wednesday says no in local chat, and rightly so. That was a valiant, valiant defense. But there it is. Boom, baby. Wow. What an ending. That's all they had left. Nogthar and Teacop were still in it with their commanders. Nogthar was over here. How unfortunate that he wasn't able to scout those comms and chase them down with the Colossus. Where even was Teacop? Oh, of course, yeah, he was right down here. Managed to finish off. I'm not sure if he finished off that torpedo launcher or if RLO did. He must have been, I don't know where he was hiding when that Colossus circled nearby. But I don't know. Highly entertaining stuff nonetheless. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. As always, more to come from me in the future. Keep the replays coming in. And if you've seen everything and want to see more, don't forget there's my Patreon, a mere $1 a month. Link in the description below to check that out. Please go and check that out, guys. It is the best way to continue to support me and the channel. The ad revenue is nice, but that dollar direct from you guys is ever so much sweeter. There's some 43 or 44 casts up there with new content coming all the time. Hopefully another one out this week. So check it out, guys. We have a lot of fun. Don't miss out. Until next time, stay well and stay safe. This is Guile, signing out.